I welcome Dr. AJIT PODDAR, our first speaker, and he'll be saying, if you're in a job currently, what options do you have after 60? If you are 60.
Good morning, everyone. And at the outset, I'm very much thankful to Rajanan sir for giving me the opportunity. And yes, to that, I'm not in the 60, but I have in the last decade of the 60, like I'm in 52 right now, and I'm in the job. I had a decent practice also. I have practiced for more than 10 years but right now I'm in the job. So if we reflect about the Club 60, and the age in years, the first third of life we spent in the education, and the second third in the working we earn, and third is the age of living. The important thing is that the 60 is not the end of the road. It's a beginning. It's a time to giving back to the society. It's a new career. It's a second career. And as Rajanand sir said, once we finish our education, after doing our fellowship, etc., we stand at the crossroad of the career. And somehow or other we settle with the job. And being in job is like selling your soul to the huge nasty corporation, if you are in a corporate sector or a private sector. And society has the bias that the employee, self-employment or entrepreneurship has a greater glory than working for someone. But not everyone has the capacity, the connection, the resources, and the drive to become an entrepreneur. So job is perfectly okay. And choosing job is the art of positioning oneself. In the beginning, we all had some passion, we have energy, we had some dream. And now at around 60, it's like, how can we make it a smooth landing into another career, into the next phase of your life? Is the right time to ask yourself, how far you have accomplished, career-wise, financial-wise, how is your health? And what is your self-image? Do you feel yourself valued in the organization wherever you are working? Do you feel meaning into it? Do you feel the same motivation? And are you able to keep up with the industrial revolution? Your organization is growing at different pace. There are technological revolutions. And there are various unmet needs. And the fulfillment is the last leg of the retirement. And it's one of the most important things. So what is your overall fulfillment? So if we think that way, then it's a time, how can you make your current life, your body, your mind and soul to prepare for the next decades, next 2 or 3 decades of your life? We should reinvent our life. By introspection, by discussing with your friends, your spouse, your colleagues, and we should rewire our life to live for the next 3 decades. So this is a 3R for the retirement. And there is a 4th R, as this is Dr. Alfredo Sadun. He is the editor of the Scope. It is a journal for the senior ophthalmologists. It is a part of the American Academy of Ophthalmology. And he describes, I see the beginning of retirement much like the launching of one's first career by finding your passion. So the 4th R is the rediscovery of passion. And if we are in the job, why not count our blessing rather than cursing for what is wrong with the job? And in the recent Medscape survey, the millennials doctors prefers employment over the private practice. Only 22% of the doctors, anticipate having their own practice, so they want to work for some healthcare sector. And there are benefits of being in the job. You have a fixed income, and you have employees' benefits. And the employees' benefit depends if you're in a government, and then there are various pension schemes. But if you're in a private sector, it depends whether it's an organized sector or it's unorganized sectors. You have a career growth opportunity. In a private sector, it's a performance-based, and in the government sector, it's a time-bound promotion. You don't need to have everything. Most of the people prefer job because of the administrative pressures. And you have options to delegate your job. You don't need to look for the administrations. There is a more chances of having a better work-life balance. Almost you have no investment apart from your skill. And you have a time to plan for your retirement. Yes, of course there are limitations. That's how we learn. There is a job insecurity. There is a huge exploitation in every terms. And we always remain in the conflict, whether it's with the peers, our co-workers, or even, most importantly, with the employers. We have to do a lot of value compromises. We don't have authority. We have a target pressure. We have a burnout. And the COVID-19 we have seen the great layoff. We have seen the quitting. And in a private sector, most importantly, today you are a star performer and next day you are on the chopping board. So why it's not important to capitalize on your existing skills? And I recommend that clinicians should never leave their clinical work, because that's for that you have been hired. So capitalize on your existing skill and network. Keep your clinical skills sharpened by regular training and upskilling yourself. Make the most of every opportunity and resources that organization is provided. You may not have the high-end equipment in your private practice. You may not have the other subspecialty. So you can have a lot of opportunity. And invest in your training. And of course, health is your wealth. And in your private sector, always have a plan B or C. We call it a career cushioning. So what is your exit plan? The first important thing, I will be speaking more about the private sector. So figure out your regions, whether you want to retire or you want to resign, you want to quit, or you fear laying off. So your exit strategy should be aligned with your employment agreement for the purpose of legal issue. And whenever you quit with a purpose. It's like you are not retiring from something, you are retiring to something. And for that, you should have a viable plan. You should have a physically ready, you should be emotionally ready, and you should be financially ready. And avoid a bitter breakup. And if still there is a confusion, take a sabbatical to test the water. Take a long leave and test how it will feel like to retire. And one of the important things is having a financial planning. I don't know much about the finances, but the important thing is establish a finish line. There is no point in hoarding a lot. If you earn a lot, spend now. If you fly in the first class, say if you are not flying in the first class, your son-in-law will fly. So start early. By starting early, you will buy the benefit of the time. You will buy the benefit of compound interest. Save more, spend less. Have a budget. What will you do? Diversify your fund. Have an emergency fund, because you don't know what will happen tomorrow. Somebody retires and he has a stroke. The whole plan is gone. So you should have emergency. And the passive income is the enabler. And the passive income means you should have other source of income that you don't spend time for. And it should last for 2 to 3 decades if you don't have a paycheck. And you can do it in a different phases of retirement. And there is a non-financial security like work. If you work for a long, you will be happy, you will live happy. The spouse, because in a retirement age, the spouse becomes the most valuable and most important. And your support groups, how will you fill up your leisure time? And you have to make a lifestyle changes, because depending upon your retirement saving. So you can have an early retirement, you can have a delayed retirement, and you can have a gradual transition. This is a physician on fire. About 30,000 physicians are on this group. This is a website for FIRE means financially independent and retire early. There is a trend for the early retirement. If you are feeling stressed at your workplace, if you are dissatisfied with your career, and if you have something else to do, you have some different plan other than ophthalmology or other than what you are doing. And of course, the financial preparedness. And in an organization, it is not the age that matters. You are always valuable till you are contributing to the organization in whatever way. You are adding value. You are moving up the value chain. And if your organization is flexible, they are trying to give you more time, whatever you are feel at. You may reduce you are a volume surgeon. You reduce the surgery. You don't do the complicated surgery. You can leave the ophthalmology and you can go on the management or on board or everything like that. And the best thing to do the partial retirement. If you want to have a benefit, if you love ophthalmology and you want to see the patient and you want to have a more leisure time, then you can go for a gradual transition. You become a part-time, you reduce the working hours. And this is a fifth R. Whatever you do, early retirement, your delayed retirement, or a gradual transition, it's about the repurposing of your career. So this is the fifth R of the retirement. And about the career, you can have a clinical career alternative if your ophthalmology is your passion. You can have a non-clinical career alternative if ophthalmology you didn't love. And you can explore the opportunity at your workplace. And you can explore opportunity outside the workplace. This is the book written by doctors, a doctor's guide to smart clinical career alternatives and retirement. These are the 5 benefits of starting a business after you retire. If you have your own business, you realize your long-held dream. You live life on your own terms. You stay active and learn new things. And of course, you earn money and you give back to the society. And this is sir has already given a lot of examples. This is Dr. Havas says, he chose the non-clinical career alternative. He's an American acclaimed photographer and he has published more than 20 books on photography. And he was a VR surgeon, vitreoretinal surgeon in the US. And this is Dr. G. Venkataswamy, we call it Dr. V. And you know, he has established Arvind eye care system after his retirement. At the age of 59 years, he retired from Madurai Medical College and then he started establishing Arvind eye care system. This is another book that you can go through. This is also written by an ophthalmologist. And he has described 8 scientifically key traits for a happy retirees. An ability to plan ahead, a positive attitude, an acceptance of change, a support network, a sense of purpose, a healthy lifestyle, enjoyable leisure activities, and spirituality.
Ajit, fast.
Yes, sir. This is the last slide. And so growing old is a blessing because there are many who could not live up to the 60. We have seen in the COVID-19. So the Club 60 is a planning for the change, dealing with the change, and challenges of slowing down and accepting the change. So the happiest people don't have the best of everything. They just make the best of everything. Live simply, love generously, care deeply, and speak kindly. Thank you.
Thank you, Ajit. Wonderful topic.